Following the events of the Chicago Fire Season 13 finale, Firehouse 51 is going through some changes, but many things are remaining the same. The 13th season of the NBC procedural drama has had many highs and many lows. It's easy to say that Chicago Fire Season 13 is plenty of drama and turmoil, starting with the arrival of Chief Bowden's replacement, Dom Pascal, in the premiere, and continuing through Violet Mikami and Sam Carver's will they, won't they romance. Nevertheless, the conclusion features happy endings for a lot of characters. After the man who killed Pascal's wife was attempted to be killed in Chicago Fire, Season 13, Episode 21, the chief of Firehouse 51 is placed under investigation in Episode 22. It had to end this way. Pascal appears to be going down for the crime as the evidence against him grows. In other parts of the finale, Carver gives Violet shocking news that transforms her life, Christopher Hermann battles his ambition to become a chief, and Kelly Severide and Stella Kidd's friendship undergoes a permanent transformation. Severide makes every effort to clear Pascal's name throughout the Chicago Fire Season 13 finale. It wasn't exactly a good start for the two, however, Severide has grown to respect and value his leader, and vice versa, which is why he rides so fervently for Pascal in It Had to End This Way. Initially, Severide is certain that Pascal is being framed by someone from his past, a mob figure named Hendrix, whom Pascal tried to accuse in Miami. We all discover by the end of the hour that the solution is considerably easier. In Chicago Fire Season 13, Severide and Pascal learn that Lieutenant Vale attempted to kill Monica's killer. Vale eventually developed an obsession with Monica, despite the fact that she rejected him. When Monica passed away, he was nearly as devastated as Pascal. Thus, Vale desired retribution. If Pascal hadn't found texts from Vale to Monica, and Severide hadn't been the outstanding arson investigator that he is, he would have gotten away with it as well. Severide ultimately establishes Pascal's innocence. One of the most intriguing things in Season 13 has been the strengthening of their relationship. It was revealed weeks before to the finale that Jake Lockett, who plays Carver, and Daniel Kyrie, who plays Darren Ritter, would be departing Chicago Fire following Season 13. Many therefore believed that Carver and Ritter would be appropriately written out in the finale, but it wasn't precisely the case. The letter Violet sent Carver weeks earlier, detailing her emotions for him, is finally given to him in Chicago Fire Season 13, Episode 22. Carver had already made the decision to leave Chicago and transfer to the Denver Fire Department, so it's a bit too late. Carver tells Violet that in order to stay sober, he feels as though he needs a fresh start. Violet is obviously devastated by the news, but she also understands. Her response puts Carver in a difficult situation. Despite his intense feelings for Violet, he must put his health first. Carver disregards caution and waits for Violet outside her apartment toward the end of the Chicago Fire Season finale. He tells her he loves her and gives her a kiss as soon as she gets there. His proclamation is returned by Violet, and they have a joyful kiss as the show comes to a close. Even though it makes sense that Jake Lockett's character isn't staying, based on that final moment, it seems like he isn't going anywhere. Once Carver and Violet exchange I love yous, it's unclear what happens next in Carver's story. Yes, he is expected to depart, but in the end, Violet and Carver give in to their infatuation with the Chicago Fire. Even though it makes sense that Jake Lockett's character isn't staying, based on that final moment, it seems like he isn't going anywhere. The Chicago Fire showrunner Andrea Newman's hesitation to confirm or deny that Carver or Ritter would appear in Season 14 may be due to Lockett's potential for a recurring role. Throughout the Chicago Fire Season 13 finale, there is a persistent uncertainty over whether Hermann will succeed Pascal as Firehouse 51 chief. Hermann would most likely be appointed the new chief if he passed the chief's test. Pascal would remain if not, assuming he wasn't arrested. However, by choosing not to take the test, Hermann eases everyone's situation because many people have come to love Pascal as their chief. Hermann's decision to abandon the scheme is hardly shocking, given the experienced firefighter's persistent hesitation during this most recent endeavor. However, it is startling when he is demoted to make room for Mooch to become the lieutenant of Engine 51. Hermann wants the best for his friend because he loves him. Additionally, he is prepared to forgo his profession in order to help Mooch achieve his goals. As he notes at the conclusion of Chicago Fire Season 13, Episode 22, Hermann isn't destined to work behind a desk anyhow. The main plot point of Chicago Fire Season 13 is on Severide and Kidd's wish to have children. They initially made the decision to adopt. Unfortunately, when the original mother decided she didn't want to keep the baby, their adoption of a newborn baby was abruptly canceled. Natalie, a teenager whose family Kidd saved from a fire 10 years prior, is then taken in by Severide and Kidd. There will undoubtedly be speed bumps on Severide and Kidd's upcoming journey, given their knowledge with Chicago Fire. Kidd successfully reunites Natalie with her sister Julia, in the conclusion, suggesting that the couple would not formally adopt the teen, as many had speculated. Some viewers may have been upset because they were hoping to see Severide and Kidd as parents. However, the episode swiftly makes up for that disappointment when Kidd shows Severide that she is pregnant. Stellaride is expecting a child. In Season 14, viewers will witness the pair as they navigate this new phase of their lives, which previously looked like a pipe dream. There will undoubtedly be speed bumps on Severide and Kidd's upcoming journey, given their knowledge with Chicago Fire. Although Chicago Fire Season 13's conclusion may not be the most spectacular or dramatic, it does set up a number of plot lines for Season 14. To begin with, the fact that Severide and Kidd are expecting a child will surely be a major factor in the next season. With Pascal remaining, Hermann returning as a regular fireman, and Moose rising to the rank of lieutenant in Engine 51, it had to end this way. Also establishes the dynamics of Firehouse 51 in the future. Violet and Carver's declaration of love is arguably one of the most important events in the finale that will apparently affect Chicago Fire Season 14. This sequence might suggest that Violet and Carver will have a good relationship in the episodes if we didn't know any better. Carver is reportedly leaving the program, though. Therefore, it will be interesting to observe what happens after Violet and Carver's significant progress when Chicago Fire Season 14 premieres.